Hello students, in the last video we discussed about the units of heat. In SI system the unit of heat is joule and in the CGS system the unit of heat is calorie. We explained that when the amount of heat is required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius from 14.5 to 15.5 degrees Celsius, then that heat which is absorbed by the substance by 1 gram of water is called as 1 calorie. Also we define about the kilocalorie. 1 kilocalorie is equals to 1000 calories. So especially we mention the temperature 14.5 to 15.5. So here if we take the different temperature other than 14.5 to 15.5, then the whatever the amount of heat required to raise the temperature will be slightly different. So to get the correct answer, the temperature must be, we can say, 14.5 to 15.5. So during that temperature increase only we get the correct amount of the heat, we can say, required to raise the temperature by 1 degree Celsius, or we can say the 1 calorie of the heat. So this calorie and joule both are related to each other, that is 1 calorie is equals to 4.18 joule. So while solving problems, that time we should know about this relation. 1 calorie is equals to 4.18. Approximately we take 4.2 joule. Now let us see the important scientist one. We discovered this about we have taken the joule. The joule is the name of the scientist. He was the first person to show that the kinetic energy of the tiny particles of matter appear as heat energy. Means whenever the small particle or tiny particle of the matter, it is, we can say that in the motion, that time it has the, we can say, the heat energy. So energy can be converted from one form to another, and conversion of heat energy to work gives the first law of thermodynamics. Thermodynamics is a branch of chemistry where we study the relationship interconversion of the heat energy. Means thermo means here heat and dynamics means transfer. Where the heat transfer take place, that changes, that reactions are accompanied with the, we can say, thermodynamics. So the unit of, we can say, heat is called joule after him. As he worked on the, we can say, he explained about the kinetic energy of the matter as a heat energy. The whatever the unit of heat is there, it is taken as a joule after him. Means we can say honor is given to the scientist. Then afterwards the study about the specific heat capacity. There is one activity, you can see there is one tray having thick layer of wax, and you can see in the figure there are three solid spheres are there. That is one of iron, the second is lead, and third is of copper. All these three spheres are there, they have the equal mass, and for this activity we need the burner, spirit lamp or burner lid, and one large beaker. So see how to perform this activity to show that how the different substances require the different amount of the heat energy. So let us see how they absorb the different amount of energy. That can be come to know by studying this activity. So you can see now what is it here. Take the three spheres of iron, copper and lead of equal mass. Then put all the three spheres in the boiling water in the beaker for some time. Then take the three spheres out of the water. All the spheres will be at temperature 100 degrees Celsius. We know the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. So that three spheres are deep in the boiling water, so that they will attain the temperature of 100 degrees Celsius. And immediately we have to put them on the, we can say, thick layer of wax which is shown in the figure. And then what happens, the wax will melt and this sphere will go deep into the wax. Then we have to note the depth that each of the sphere goes into the wax. Then we'll find out that the sphere which absorb more heat from the water will give more heat to the wax, and more wax will thus melt, and the sphere will go deeper in the wax. It can be observed that iron sphere, now these three spheres are there. Out of these three spheres, the iron sphere, it goes deepest into the wax, while the lead sphere goes least, and the copper sphere goes the intermediate depth. It's in between the iron and copper. This shows that for equal rising temperature, the three spheres have absorbed different amount of heat. We have seen that these three spheres have equal mass. They have put in the water having temperature 100 degrees Celsius. They absorb the heat, and afterwards when they kept on the wax, one go deepest, one go intermediate, one go the least. Like this they attain the different heights. So it means their heat capacity to absorb the heat capacity to absorb is a different one. So we can say that here the property which determines the amount of heat absorbed by sphere is different for three spheres. This property is called as specific heat capacity. So let us define the specific heat capacity. The amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of unit mass of object by 1 degree Celsius. Here we are not mentioning the specific temperature, only what they said here, the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass. Unit mass here you can take 1 gram, 1 kilogram, like this. So unit mass of object by 1 degree Celsius, whatever amount of heat is absorbed, that is called as a specific heat capacity of that object. Then you can see that on the table different substances and their, we can say, heat capacity, specific heat capacities are mentioned, and the specific heat capacity is denoted by letter small c, and its unit is we can say joules per degree Celsius per degree Celsius per kilogram. And the second is there, that is the CGS unit is there, that is a calorie per gram per gram degree Celsius. So any one units can be used as per the, we can say, given example one. So specific heat capacity has two units, that is SI unit, that is joules per gram per kilogram degree Celsius, and CGS unit is calorie per gram degree Celsius. Then after studying this specific heat capacity one, then suppose if the heat capacity, specific heat capacity of the object is small c, already we said that it is denoted by letter small c, and if the mass of object is m, and if the temperature of the object is increased by delta t, then the heat energy absorbed by object is given by m multiply specific heat capacity multiply change in temperature. Delta T means change in temperature. So mass multiply specific heat multiply change in temperature. Here what we have to say, when the temperature increase, then that time we will get here T2 minus T1. That delta T means the temperature is increase 1. So specific heat capacity is C, mass multiply specific heat multiply the change in temperature, that is gives the heat absorbed by the object. In the same way, suppose sometimes we can say that the heat is released by the object, it means the temperature is decreased 1. So in that case again the same formula is there, m multiply c multiply delta T. Here m is the mass of the object, c is the specific heat, delta T is the change in temperature, but here the temperature we can say that the decrease 1. So we can say here it is again in this case we can take T1 minus T2, because here we can say the temperature is decrease 1. So whenever we can say heat is lost by the object, that time we use mass multiply specific heat multiply the change in temperature. This is delta T. Here we can say temperature is decrease 1. And in case of the suppose the heat is absorbed by the object, that time that the temperature increase 1. In that case mass multiply specific heat multiply, we can say the increase in temperature, that is the change in temperature. So students, go through the video again and write the question answers which are given for the homework, and homework is displayed on the screen. Okay, thank you.